Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Curt Cignetti Show. Jack Benedict back with you again, and we talk IUP football. The Crimson Hawks, what a victory the other day, 47-39 over Seton Hill in comeback fashion. It really was an exciting game, had everybody on the edge of their seats till the very end. Coach, I know you've been asked this many, many times from that last game. How do you expect things like this? You expect a team, in Seton Hill, we knew they were high-powered offense, passing game. They come out, they run the football, and they gave you all you could handle, didn't they?
Well, I tried to relay the message, but I don't think it quite got through. And, they had played very poorly the week before, a very capable team. And we were going to catch their best shot, and we did. And I thought we were a little bit flat and uninspired, for whatever reasons. We did start good offensively, but then we hit a lull there too, and ended up being quite the game.
Yeah. Did you think they'd go as long as they would with a rushing game and didn't pass as much? Because they primarily, and we knew that they threw about 50 times a game.
Well, we were a little light in the box, and in terms of our defense, and to play the pass, and they took advantage of it. Mm-hmm. And it's a numbers game. Football's numbers and angles, and so they had the numbers and the angles in the run game.
Well, a challenge it was. You were down 33-28 at the half, but scored on a 75-yard drive before the half in the last couple. That had to do a lot for you.
Yeah, that helped a lot because we did jump up quick on them, and then there was a chain of events where next thing you knew they were up 12 points. And to be able to go in the locker room down 5 instead of 12, and we were getting the ball first in the second half, that definitely helped. But at halftime, we needed to regroup and kind of get it together and come out and play a strong second half. And regardless of whether it was a 12-point game or a 5-point game, we had to play our game.
Mm-hmm. So what was the halftime speech? What was the message there at halftime?
Well, there were probably some adjustments made defensively. We did simplify some things in the second half, and that helped. And so, it was basically, look, wake up, here we are. And, it still took us a while offensively to kind of get going. But, and I know you're going to bring it up, the block extra point. It's play of the game. I mean, they had scored, getting ready to go up. See, when we blocked it, made it a 9-point game, so they're going to go up 11 or 12 and get 12. C.J. Adegbo blocks it, and there's 2 or 3 laterals on the play, and it was just an unbelievable. You can't even express what kind of play it was. It was unbelievable, and it was such a tremendous effort by so many guys, and I thought it really represented our will there to not be denied at that point. That our backs were against the wall. And after that, the stadium got going, the players got going, and we started to then take control of the game.
Yeah, I'll mention a couple things here. I'll talk about the fans in a moment. But that particular play, I listened to the replay on it earlier today, and with all the laterals, it reminded me of that, the old Stanford, California thing without the tuba player, I guess. Yeah. But the thing was, when Steve Franco is running the ball on the sideline, and it's on our side of the field, you're thinking, oh, well, he's not going to go. He's going to step out of bounds. Then they tug at his shirt at the 2-yard line or whatever. Incredible. It was an incredible play. Yeah, it was. And it really fired you up, didn't it?
Oh, no question. Got the fans going, too.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing I noticed, too. The fans were really into it. And not always is that the case here. Maybe some of the Hall of Famers coming back helped that along. Who knows? But that helped, too, didn't it?
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Special teams have been good for you in certain. You had earlier, you had Tortorese that came up with a nice block for you. And these are things that maybe some people, but the real football fan picks up on these. And you lost a couple guys earlier because of injuries in special team. But, you might want to single out a few guys there that really helped in this win.
I mean, they muffed a punt, we recovered, and then we blocked a punt in this game. So that's 2 huge plays. Then we've got the PAT block. So Mason Tortorese blocked the punt again. Diamond Jones has been outstanding all year on special teams. Damon Lloyd, has been very big for us on teams. You know, and there's a lot of other guys. But we're working it, we're emphasizing it, and it's making a difference.
How much did the wind play a part in the game? This is something you always have to take into effect, whether it be the pass or the kicking game.
I didn't think very much. There was a wind, but it wasn't a huge wind. Yeah, I didn't think it was much of a factor.
Fourth quarter is where you really turned it on, and then of course you stopped in 3 successive times, the interceptions and all. Just describe how that fourth quarter evolved.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a game of turnovers, and you know, we were 0-2 going in at halftime. We turned it over twice in a row midway through the second quarter, which led to 2 short drives for Seton Hill. And we had been really good up to that point with turnovers. And then in the second half, we created 3 turnovers. We had 3 interceptions. And thus lies the difference in the game. But, you know, you head into the fourth quarter, and it's the game on the line. And I thought from that point on, you know, we really executed well in all 3 phases. Offense got its rhythm back and put together 2 nice drives. And defense did a really good job and forced some turnovers. And, you know, we get it done.
Yeah, went from there. Offensively, Samir Bullock again, just you know, I mean, he's running the ball for you, he's returning for you.
Yeah.
A real workhorse. He has really been a find.
Tremendous player. And you know, we'd like to get him a little bit of a break, but because of our injuries, we weren't. But this week, I think we'll be in a better position because even some of the guys that were available to play will get more reps. But he ran great. I mean, he was terrific. He's just an exceptional player. He's a really tough guy, very dependable, and I can't say enough about him.
Yeah, we were talking earlier in the year, Curt, about the depth that you've had a running back, but that's been depleted. Now, you did manage to get Drew Harris in for some.
Yeah.
I know Malik didn't play much because he had been hampered all week with an injury. But you should be a little stronger this week, you think?
Yeah, you know, Drew will continue to get reps and get better, and Malik, I think, will be closer to 100% this week. And I think Chris Temple's got a good chance coming back. We'll see about Luigi.
Yeah, you know, we forget about Chris Temple, but he's been hampered, nagging injuries here, and he had such a tremendous year for you last year.
Yeah, so got to get him healthy.
Yeah. On the defensive side, you know, gave up a lot, but you didn't have Everett. You didn't have Moad, and these are 2-year starters, and you rotate that front. Yeah. That's a big thing, isn't it?
We're a little thin up front because of those injuries, but you know, it's not an excuse that next people in have to step up. We do have some people playing pretty well up front, and we got a couple guys that need to pick it up just a hair. I mean, we're hopeful that we're going to get Jamal and Matt back for this week, and because those guys make a difference.
Mm-hmm. These guys are pretty young up front too, aren't they? I mean, this is a young team.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of young players playing. No doubt.
California 4-0. It's going to be the Coal Bowl. This is the 8th annual. You've got 2 undefeated teams, 2 nationally ranked teams. I mean, the setting is perfect. Their schedule relatively weak. Cheney, Millersville, but then the Slippery Rock game where they really, I know you viewed that, they really put it on the wrong, dominated, right?
Oh yeah, they're playing really well, and you know, you can't really control who you play. And I mean, they play their schedule, we play ours, but the games they had to play against maybe lesser opposition, they took care of business. And they dominated the Rock in all 3 phases, and they've been playing dominant football all year long. And they're playing really well on offense, they're playing really well on defense, and their special teams have been good. So, you know, they're a good football team. Yeah,
Gary Dunn took over, he's a first-year coach, and he played there. He was a very good, I remember, a very good lineman back in the 90s. Do you notice, is this still the same style of Cal play? Is there any difference since they have a new coach?
Oh, well, I see a difference on tape. You know, I see a difference on offense, defense, and special teams. And I just think that they're just doing a little bit better job right now in terms of, you know, getting effort and toughness from their guys and detailed in terms of what they want to do. Quarterback's playing well, their receivers are playing extremely well, they're running the ball good defensively. They're not real big, but they're making up for that because they're flying around to the ball, and they're doing a lot of different kind of blitzes and looks that can create some confusion, create confusion for Slippery Rock, and so I see a difference in their play.
Mm-hmm. you know, they really didn't have an off year last year. They won 8 games, but there was some talk that they didn't have or don't have as many scholarships maybe as they had before, and that sort of thing. But from the standpoint of they got of course, they lost their all-star quarterback in James Harris, but Michael Weir has really picked it up, and he was highly touted, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and you know, I think from a scholarship standpoint, they still have a couple classes left. You know, they've got a good senior group, so that hasn't really affected them yet. And the quarterback has been in the program for 3 years, and he's well coached, and he's really good at understanding sort of what they want him to do, and identifying, you know, the Mike linebacker, putting the line in the right protection, putting them in the right runs. Very efficient, and he's got good people around him, so he's really playing well.
All right, let me just bring up one other thing. We talked about quarterbacks, Lenny Williams. Lenny always seems to put things on himself, you know, but Roethlisberger does that too.
Right,
you know, it's on me, that sort of deal. We didn't see a Lenny Williams type game. The stats weren't that bad, but the bottom line is, guys showed up. You got a W.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Lenny made a lot of good plays, but you know, it wasn't his best game. He'd be the first to tell you that. And you know, he was a little off, and you know, and I think he'll learn from that and do what he needs to do to you know, be the best he can be this Saturday.
Yeah, well, I think we kind of overlooked the fact, and I brought it up earlier, we talk about the youth on this team. What do you have, 10 seniors, something like that? Not many. Yeah, not many. Well, it's a great setting for, you know, IUP Cal's had a great tradition, middle of the season, 2 really good teams, evening game. Couldn't ask for anything more. This is what we look forward to. It's going to be a tough work week, I know, for you guys, right?
Well, it'll be a normal work week.
Yeah.
And actually, I think, you know, from a coaching staff perspective, it'll be an easier work week because, you know, I expect our guys to really be screwed in and prepare and focus. You know, they understand. The tough work weeks are the ones where you're, you know, got to try to get them, convince them that it's a challenge. You know, last week was a tough work week. This week will not be a tough work week.
Yeah, they'll be ready to go from the outset. It's one other thing, it's very interesting in the conference too. Westchester's the favorite in the East. Now they have 3 losses. Yeah. You have in the West, Mercyhurst and Gannon. You know, Mercyhurst comes back. Yeah. Nothing easy, is there?
No, I mean, a lot of teams are capable, so.
Yeah. Curt, good luck against Cal. We'll look forward to it.
Thanks.
Okay. Curt Cignetti, we are with him each and every week. Can't say more than IUP and Cal this week. We hope to see you there. Be listening, be watching, and we'll be back next week and we'll talk Crimson Hawks football. This is Jack Benedict for the coach. Have a nice evening.